Professor Michael Halbert, you are the general director of one of the most important hospitals in Israel. And I have a question for you. What do you think are the most important challenges in medicine now, after a pandemic and after, what are the most important challenges for the work in medicine?
So the challenges are different around the world. The main challenge is obviously to give the best medical care, with the last technology, and obviously giving good medical care is extremely expensive. So obviously this is a huge challenge when you want to deliver to your citizens excellent medical care.
I said a hospital, but the Rambam is really not a hospital. It's a healthcare campus. What is the difference? It's important.
I think that this, to call hospital a hospital, it's something from the history, because the idea was that you got sick and you go to a hospital and you get being treated when you are sick. I think when you look to the future, one of the main goals is to prevent illness and to talk about healing and to do many things before you actually get sick. So the aim of the medical facility is now different. Obviously we continue to treat sick patients, but we also trying to do prevention, to prevent illness and to promote healing.
What is the job of the Rambam Medical Healthcare Campus to prevent illness? What are you doing? Because it sounds all right, we are doing it. So, but what?
Okay, so obviously our first mandate is also to treat patients. There's no doubt. But at the same time, as important is to deal with research and innovation. And most of the research and innovation that we are doing now today, especially those with stem cells and genetics, we are looking on all kinds of illnesses, mainly cancer, but not only, and how to prevent cancer. How do you find and do it early diagnosis? So we have special clinics for, again, prevention, talking about a lot about healing environment. So also the hospital, it's not like how hospital used to look like, big rooms, many patients. It is basically, the hospital has to look like a hotel.
Right.
Because the environment with lots of outside green and think about the environment is extremely important.
It's not only to prevent, you're also innovating.
Exactly.
In different treatments like cardiology, like cancer, like many others. One of these innovations is the artificial organs, let's call them, because there are many. First, I heard. What can you tell me, how is the Rambam now doing with that?
So again, artificial organs, still we have a long way to go. But I think part of the what we are doing in research and innovation, how do you fix the organs that had some issues, sickness? For instance, the heart, and this by using stem cells.
All right.
So if somebody had myocardial infarction, heart attack, and what we know is that an area in the heart, because of the blood, they did not supply this muscle, dies. So using stem cells, we'll be able to use like injecting into the area to build new heart cells.
All right.
So of the same patient. So this is very important, because now that we're doing all kinds of transplants, one of the issues is the issues of immunology and
yes.
how the organ is being accepted by the actual patients. And if you do stem cells and you take the patient's own stem cells, you can basically build a heart for himself of his genes.
One of the most important things we all care about is our children. Their health, illness, everything. And I know that Israel is pioneering in that kind of studies and everything. How is Rambam doing about it? What is doing in this kind of innovation?
So first one is to know that in Israel the ratio of children is extremely high. So the average family in Israel is with 3 children.
Wow,
So
yes.
30% of the population.
Only 3?
Yes,
All
the
right.
average.
No, I know.
Yeah, but the 30% of the population of Israel are children
All right.
below 18.
All right.
So again, so we are concentrating on this age group, and obviously we have in the campus a full hospital that deals only with children and looking in all kind, and we see that you know, what happens now today, that many children that used to die in young age because of cystic fibrosis and so many other illnesses, that extreme diabetes, now with the current treatment, they are becoming old, and basically they have almost a full life expectancy. So we are concentrating in doing many studies around those group of children that had sickness or chronic sicknesses, and how they can cope with it throughout the years.
When you talk about chronic illness, you also talk about hereditary illnesses. And that's another area that Israel, it's been investing a lot of research, what to do in genetics, to prevent, to do. What can you tell me about that?
So first, there are 2 levels that you can approach this. First is early diagnosis. When a fetus, you know, in Israel we are known to have an amazing prenatal diagnosis. So when fetuses are having ultrasound throughout the pregnancy, and then do amniotic tap and checking the genes, and then if we find that there is some issues over there, we can treat that early. And in the area of gene therapy, it's again, once we see that there is some problem with the genes of the patient, we can do modification of the genes and basically have change their life. For instance, in some illnesses of the liver, all kind of accumulative diseases, we are injecting genes and we are changing the life of the patients.
Wow. Oh. Tell me something very important. You are the most important hospital in the north of Israel. But when you are in the north, you are near the border with Lebanon, with Syria. That brings many issues,
Right.
not only in security, also to attend other people. What are you doing in that area?
So first, I think what's Rambam is unique is being a pluralistic hospital. Though Israel is in war with Syria for many years, when all the issues that happened in Syria in the recent 10 years, Israel decided to open the borders, and we used to get casualties and later on people that are sick from Syria, and we used to treat them without asking any questions, without asking who they were fighting for, and people used to come into the Rambam and to other hospitals in the north, intubated, ventilated, wake up, and suddenly see that they are where the demons are, the Israelis. But we used to treat them, got them better, and send them back. Thousands of patients were treated during that time.
Wow, thousands of patients from Syria came, and they are still coming because Syria, we know
now,
that.
Not now, because the Syrians closed the borders. But we accept patients from all over the area. We accept Palestinians, we accept people from the Arab countries, whoever we can treat with.
Nobody cares about that in Israel. Everybody, first is if the health, to cure, and then you check whatever it is, no? It doesn't matter who are you attending, am I correct?
Exactly. If you look at the emblem of Rambam,
yes,
the emblem of Rambam is the tree of life.
All right.
And what we say is that the stem of the tree is medicine, and the branches of the tree are bridges to so many other things. Because once you are a medical man, a medical professional, doesn't matter what area, The idea is that we treat everyone that comes to our door, and this is bridges to peace. So this is the one thing. The other level that we did, this is after the 2006 Second Lebanon War that we had, and we had missiles falling around the hospitals, missing the hospital, and this was pure luck. And at the end of the war, we sat together and we decided to change the master plan of the hospital. And we've built the biggest underground hospital in the world of 2,000 beds. And this is conventional and non-conventional. And the idea is obviously when you come to Mexico, you do not need something like this.
Yes.
But the idea is the commitment. The commitment that we have for our
To
patients.
be prepared.
To be prepared, that we cannot look at the patient and say, sorry, we cannot deliver. It's our commitment and it's our energy to give solutions to every scenario. There is no scenario that will not be able to treat patients.
For what I understand, it's not a conventional hospital. It's not working all the time like a hospital. It's a parking lot all the time and can be improved. Is this correct? There is a parking lot where you can take out autos and become beds and an emergency in, I don't know, hours, days, something like that.
So we had two issues. First is the fortification, and the second is parking. There was no parking in the hospital. So we took these two problems and we put them together, and we created one solution. So this is not a parking lot that transformed to a hospital. This is a full hospital with all the infrastructure in the walls that on day-to-day basis, it's a parking lot. But in case of an emergency, and COVID was one of them, or any military confrontation that we might have in the north, and hopefully we will not have, and hopefully we will not have, but within hours, we can basically transform this facility into a full hospital of 2,000 beds.
Wow.
To a full capacity.
2,000 beds?
Yes. Full capacity of to about between 48 to 72 hours.
48 to 72. You can have an hospital it's very fast. It's incredible.
It's amazing.
Tell me something about that. You talk about this is innovation, and planning to the future.
Yes.
Thinking about what could happen, not arranging what is bad, it's planning to the future. But something that we learned in the war is that we were not prepared for a pandemic like COVID or something like that. We didn't plan for the future. Now we are doing that. But something you told about branches of peace that we learned in the pandemic. We have to work with other, I don't know, hospitals or in any other country. It's Rambam Health Care Campus working outside Israel or inside Israel with other institutions?
Yeah, so first, Rambam is affiliated to the Technion, and this is a very unique collaboration because the Technion is engineering university.
Yes.
It's very few medical facilities around the world are affiliated to engineering university.
Yes, they don't have medicine in Technion University.
Yeah, they do. In the Technion, they have medicine.
All right.
So the fact that we have the engineers, us with the physicians and the clinicians and the researchers, that creates a big atmosphere for innovation. And at the same time, we work with the Haifa University that does all the subtle area of medicine and the industry and all the facilities around the world. We work closely with Stanford, with Memorial Sloan Kettering, with the Shanghai Hospital and John Hopkins and in Dubai, and even now we are developing relationship with in São Paulo in Brazil with the Einstein Hospital over there. So we believe that in 2023 we have to work together. Collaboration is extremely vital in order to fulfill our mandate to push the envelope all the time. Because once we collaborate, we get better solutions.
Can we hope or expect some collaborations with Mexico? Will you look for it to have medical interchange or ideas or whatever?
The door is open. Our hearts is open. and we are more than willing to do stuff with every institution around the world and in Mexico. By the way, because of our knowledge of trauma, we have the International School for Emergency Preparedness that we go around the world, and we have medical staff from Mexico that came to Rambam for that courses, and we are more than willing to cooperate and do stuff with medical facilities, universities, academic facilities here, and the industry, obviously.
And to finish, how do you see medicine and healthcare in the future?
Well, you know, it says that you don't try to foresee the future is done. But again, I think that going back to your first questions, going to prevention and healing, and going to deal with patients and change the way of life, and basically looking for the core of the illnesses and dealing with the core illnesses. So talking about genes, talking about stem cells, and I think that there's so many things still to be done, and I'm sure that, and we can see that the life expectancy is going up all the time, and we're finding more and more solutions for more and more issues of medicine, and I think that this will be very important. On the other hand, aging. One of the things is aging, because once now that we have good solutions to many illnesses, people age more and create other problems that we'll have to face with.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Mexico, and it will be a pleasure to be more in touch with you and learn more about what you are doing in Israel, and especially in Rambam Health Care Campus, for all of us and for all the, I said health around the world.
I agree, and thank you for the community, for the Jewish community and the local community over here. We are privileged to be here, and I'm sure that we'll find areas of cooperation.